People who get told they look younger than they are, what is your secret? My mom uses a parasol in strong sunlight. People look at her weird, but parasols were a thing in many societies. She's got the skin of a woman half her age. I'm a 35-year white dude and I shamelessly rock a parasol. Couldn't give two fucks what people think. One time I was in London and this young woman said to her BF, "Why does that guy have an umbrella in the middle of summer?" I overheard her and said to stay gorgeous, darling, with a big smile. They both started cracking up. Genetics. Don't give away my secret or everyone will use it. I'm early 40s and have been told I look at least 10 years younger than my age since I was in my 30s. I don't do a damn thing, no lotions, only use sunscreen enough to avoid a bad burn, zero skin care. I don't do any drugs besides caffeine either, so that plays in my favor. But it boils down to maybe I'm born with it. 5 extra pounds on me keeps my face full and more youthful looking. This one. I have a naturally round face shape, wide cheekbones plus short facial height, but have always been mistaken for being much younger than I am. Worst, or best, was attending my cousin's wedding. His bride's 16-year cousin was in the bridal party, and was the lone teen among the 23 to 24-year-old bridesmaids. Their grandma came up to me because I looked about Maggie's age and asked what grade I was in. She thought we could hang out together. I was 27. My main secret is that I have done an incredible amount of work to improve my mental health over the last 35 years, so people are stunned to learn that I am 60. Lots of meditation. Unfortunately, I lack the motivation to do meditation. I have tended to do group work, because then there are other people who are disappointed if I don't show up. Which gets me there. Started my recovery journey with a 12-step program called Adult Children of Alcoholics. That led me to getting involved in a peer counseling program. Along the way I have done a bunch of professional counseling, and even hypnotherapy. And taken part in a series of rites of passages, including a 5-day vision fast out in the desert. Oh, and been a part of a men's group for 25 years. Genetics mainly. Don't drink, don't smoke, no drugs. Water, eat a varied diet, cut down on junk food, sunscreen, hat and sunnies as I am in Australia. I'd only add, do low impact exercise often. Walking, hiking, climbing, swimming. Anything that keeps you relatively fit but doesn't destroy joints or risk major injury. And as somebody said down below, sleep. Also, moisturize your face. Most women know about that, but a lot of men don't seem to, or think it's unmanly. I'm not talking about a complicated skin care routine, just rubbing in a thin layer of face moisturizer after the shower. Maybe some witch hazel first, if you tend to have oily skin or big pores. Genetics. Yes, and no. Yes, genetics have a big part of your overall body, but at the same time environment. You can be born with great genetics and look younger, but if you have a really bad lifestyle you can totally change that in a very short time. Your diet, lifestyle and overall your routine can have an extremely impact on your looks. Seriously, even a shower can make a difference, or a good haircut and clean mouth can make you look better. Now imagine if you take it to the next level, where you stop eating or drinking so much crap or clean your face before going to bed. Just that could make a difference in a long term. Then there's those who work out and sleep better. All those are factors. Because you can be born with great genetics, but not that many people take advantage and change those over time with their bad habits. Not having kids helps. One friend of mine had a baby at the age of 42. I saw her again when the child was 6 months old, and was in shock. My friend looked like she's 50 plus. Before she had the baby, she looked like mid-30s. Sleep deprivation is hardcore. My mom had twins 2 days after she turned 49. She's 69 now and looks great. I'm hoping that's what's in the cards for me lol, crossed fingers. ETA dad passed the year after the twins were born, so we were on our own, 4 siblings. If she looks great after all of that, I'm hopeful. Having a positive, sunny, playful, youthful personality. I have a friend in her 70s, much older than me in years, but younger than me in spirit. She really is a vibrant young woman in an older woman's body, and it is a life-affirming joy to spend time with her. She's animated, active, curious, positive, and then when I least expect it, sprinkles in some old people wisdom. I just wake up like this. It's a blessing now, being aged 5 to 10 years younger than I am, but during my teens and 20s just trying to enjoy a normal youth, it was a nightmare. Trying to be taken seriously in a professional setting in my 20s when I looked like a teen/young adult was horrible. Now in my 30s with a full beard, I get taken seriously at work. I'm afraid to shave though. Might lose 10 years of experience based on my looks. I can empathize. Did the exact same thing and now in senior management with a team of, arguably, similar age that would probably take affront if I ever removed the beard. What I lacked in facial credibility I learned to make up for in actual professional competence, so I take that as a blessing too. Genetics mainly. Don't drink, don't smoke, no drugs. Water, eat a varied diet, cut down on junk food, sunscreen, hat and sunnies as I am in Australia. Just to sidetrack a bit, but I freaking love how you abbreviate things like the word sunglasses to sunnies and breakfast to brekkie and so on. I'm watching an Australian and I just love when I find other words you do this with. But to your point, I think genetics play a huge role, and the biggest of all. I have seen people who live like shit look really young, and other people who live really healthy look old. OFC, an unhealthy lifestyle will affect how you look, but the genetics decide how much this will affect one. Genetics and being short. I have a full 50-50 split between my mother and father in my face, and both of them were often clocked as younger than they are. And I'm short, also petite in fashion, with a soft gamine body, so my overall essence is that of youthfulness. For example, verified soft gamines are Clara Bow, Reese Witherspoon, and Judy Garland. All of them, when you look at them, don't have maturity in their 20s because their particular essence of body lines, shape, and facial structure lends to being a petite powerhouse. Genetics mainly. Don't drink, don't smoke, no drugs. Water, eat a varied diet, cut down on junk food, sunscreen, hat and sunnies as I am in Australia. I'd only add, do low impact exercise often. Walking, hiking, climbing, swimming. Anything that keeps you relatively fit but doesn't destroy joints or risk major injury. And as somebody said down below, sleep. As someone that solely does high impact exercises, sprinting, weightlifting, I'm going to tend to agree. I do those movements with the mindset of it being healthy for me, but I'm injured all the time. Mostly little nagging injuries, but I've torn my pec and bicep and am in constant pain. Not having kids helps. One friend of mine had a baby at the age of 42. I saw her again when the child was 6 months old, and was in shock. My friend looked like she's 50 plus. Before she had the baby, she looked like mid-30s. Sleep deprivation is hardcore. And we were in our late 20s. A friend of mine had a baby, and immediately afterwards she looked like she was in her mid to late 40s. It honestly scared me and made me think I didn't want to have kids for a minute. Then a few of my other friends had kids and looked great afterwards. I had a baby at 31 and now I'm 36, but I still look like I'm about 26. As more and more of my friends have had kids, I've realized that it really affects us all differently. But it's crazy how much it can age some people. Having a chubby cheeks, that's why stay away from buccal fat removal, ha ha ha. Plus drinking more water, always bring an umbrella for the sun, stay away from toxic relationship, and not having a family. I don't get that buccal get removal trend. I think chubby cheeks, especially as you get older, look healthy. Removing the fat makes you look like a malnourished zombie. Plus all these celebrities getting the procedure when they're young are really going to regret it as they get older, when your collagen and fat naturally wither away, so they really will look like ghouls. Unless of course they then have more procedures to undo the damage, like fillers or fat injections. Genetics mainly. Don't drink, don't smoke, no drugs. Water, eat a varied diet, cut down on junk food, sunscreen, hat and sunnies as I am in Australia. I'd only add, do low impact exercise often. Walking, hiking, climbing, swimming. Anything that keeps you relatively fit but doesn't destroy joints or risk major injury. And as somebody said down below, sleep. Also, moisturize your face. Most women know about that, but a lot of men don't seem to, or think it's unmanly. I'm not talking about a complicated skin care routine, just rubbing in a thin layer of face moisturizer after the shower. Maybe some witch hazel first, if you tend to have oily skin or big pores. Moisturizer is a weird one. I only started using it in my late 20s and went through so many different brands, from cheap ones to expensive ones, separate eye cream, serum etc. It never seemed to absorb properly and my skin always looked quite dull. Then during the lockdown I read this thing online about moisturizer making your skin lazy and messing with your natural oils, so I stopped using it, and the difference was almost immediate. Now I just use a dab of almond oil or coconut oil after a shower and my skin looks the best it ever has. Although it is entirely possible that I am a freak.
Hey guys, this is the Rogue YouTuber here. I recently had a big change in my life. I had a baby daughter. Here she is. If you could do me a favor and remember to hit the subscribe button and bang the bell, I'm hoping to really create a YouTube channel that really gets people excited and brings people the best, most interesting content collated from across the internet. I'm saving up to save my little girl to Carnegie Mellon Computer Science Department. So please remember to like and subscribe. See you next time.